Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? Hope you all are fit and fine in your homes with the grace of Allah. So in the last session we completed our lesson, that is early life to settled life. Today in this session we will try to understand mind mapping and also some important points from the lesson. Let's see. Mind mapping. Early people. So here are some words related to the early people. Raw food. Early people used to eat raw food and raw meat of animals. Hunter-gatherers. So the early people were called as hunter-gatherers, by which they collect fruits from the plants and hunt animals, so that they got this name. Discovery of fire. Hunter-gatherers discover the fire by hitting two stones together. Next, hunting. So they depend on hunting for their survival. They gather food from plants and of animals. Stone tools. So the early people used to hunt animals with the help of stone tools. Next, nomads. The hunter-gatherers move from one place to another place in search of food. So those people were called nomads. Now, farmer herders. Settled life. So the hunter-gatherers formed a small society by staying at one place. Domesticated animals. They started rearing animals and taking care of animals. Put a step to civilization. So they looked a step ahead towards the work and started civilization. Next, invented many things. Invented many things. They invented many things according to their needs and comfort. Growing crops. So after some time they started cultivation, growing crops, different types of crops like barley, lentils, green gram, black gram, etc. Stored grains. So they used to store the grains in stone pots or pit houses or in the oven baskets. Now let's see some important points from the lesson. First one. The earliest people were described as hunter-gatherers, known by the way in which they got their food. As I have told you before also, the hunter-gatherers hunt animals and gather plant produces. Next one. They hunted wild animals and gather plant produce for their survival. Because of this reason, the earliest people were called as hunter-gatherers. They hunt wild animals and they gather plant produces. Next one. They moved from place to place in search of food and water. So they are called nomads. So the early people moved from one place to another place for searching food and water. So they were called as nomads. Next one. As plants and trees bore fruits seasonally, they moved according to seasons in search of food and survival. So according to the seasons, they move from one place to another place for their food and survival. Next one. They followed the movements of the animals while hunting them. So they follow the movement of the animals while hunting them. Next one. They discovered fire and used it. So the early people discovered fire and used it by hitting two stones the fire will be lighted. Next one. They had wide range of tools made out of stones, wood and bones. They used those tools to scrap animal skins. So they use stone tools and wood tools to scrap the animal skin. There are hundreds of caves in Kurnool district near Betamchella and Banaganapalli that belongs to early people. Tools made of bones are found only in Belum caves in the entire Indian subcontinent. So the bones tools found in only Belum caves which are in Kurnool district. Next one. Archaeologists are the people who study the past by digging up old places. So archaeologist is like a scientist who study about the past. Next. The hunter-gatherers painted pictures of humans, animals and hunting scenes on the surface of the rocks, as you already know that. More than 12,000 years ago, environmental changes led to the development of grasslands, further increasing the number of herbivorous animals. So the man used to domesticate those animals. Gradually, man started planting the seeds they wanted and growing them for food. The people gradually engaged themselves in activities like watering plants, removing weed plants, protecting from animals and birds, and collecting food grains. The people stored food grains for future use in clay pots or oven baskets or underground pits. The people later opted for a settled life. They lived in the huts or houses made of mud and grass or in pit houses to protect from weather. The period of early agriculture is called the Neolithic period. Many stone tools of Neolithic period were polished with fine cutting edge and called Neolithic stone tools. Mortar pestles were used for grinding grain and other plant products. By the beginning of the Bronze Age, communities extended to different parts. Okay students, so these were the important points from your lesson. Allah Hafiz.